everybody, welcome to Groovy Journey. We're going to take you on a trip to the Little White House.
Hey, we're Jason and Selena, and we're here to take you on our groovy journey. From beaches to waterfalls, mountains to music, we love to explore, find new places, and new things to do. We hope this encourages you to explore some of these places and try something out new. Life is a groovy journey. Enjoy every minute.
Okay, so we went on a trip to the Little White House. Little White House is in Warm Springs, Georgia, which is adjacent to Pine Mountain, and there's Callaway Gardens there. There's a pretty good bit of stuff to do in that town.
Beautiful.
Yeah, mountainy really for just like middle Georgia, I think. Yeah. But we got some pictures we took there and some things we went to see. One of them is the Little White House. That's where the 32nd President, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, he used to go there to go to the
Warm Spring
for his polio. He had polio. He was hoping for recovery from it, and it did help with the pain a lot. First place is the Little White House, and he built that house so when he was visiting that he would have somewhere to stay. He first came to Warm Springs in 1924.
Daddy did.
And f.d.r. is what president, Jason? He's our 32nd president.
32nd, I said that.
He served from 1933 till
1945, 44, 45.
45. And that's when he passed away.
Passed away in office. 12 years of service.
Yeah. He was at the Little White House when he passed away. He was, they were
doing a portrait of him at the time.
Yep. And he died
from a stroke.
While in the chair. They have that portrait hanging in the Little White House where they had not finished the painting. You can buy a copy of it, and we bought one of those. We thought it was really moving, I think.
Oh yeah. They said he had a headache.
Yeah.
And wasn't feeling well, and he laid down and never got back up. So
he loved the area, and that's why he built the small clapboard cottage there, so that not only the Warm Springs, he just loved the area. He did a lot for that area, I think, as far as bringing in jobs and things of that nature during his term. So
he done a lot for the lower class.
Yeah.
The welfare. At the time, in the beginning, he done a lot for that. But he's on the dime for the March of Dimes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But during his term is when it became known, the cottage became known as the Little White House. The cost of it was $8,738. That included the landscaping. That is insane.
Warm Springs pool.
You can actually walk down into it. It's empty now, but they do have a little basin where the Warm Spring still
flows.
Yeah, and you can feel how warm the water is.
We got a bottle of it somewhere.
Yeah, you can actually they give you a little bottle.
Or they don't give you, you buy.
You buy, what was it, $2 or $3?
Yeah.
And you can go get you some of that water from that spring. That was pretty neat.
Oh, man.
But it really did help a lot of people with polio. I actually had someone in my family that was paralyzed, and he went to Warm Springs, the Rehab Center there, a lot for physical therapy and things of that nature with his paralysis, and it was a really good place. Also, it's Franklin D. Roosevelt, or Roosevelt State Park, I think, there, and you can make reservations online there. I'll put the link down below to the site you go to. They have camping, they have cabins. The cabins like overlook the mountains. It's really pretty. The welcome center is pretty neat, and there is there's statues like the Civilian Corps of Engineers that had a lot to do with the building. That was part of the jobs he brought to the area, I believe, was the Civilian Corps of Engineers, right?
Yeah.
There's hiking trails, and like I said, Callaway Gardens is nearby, and at some point we'll do a good visit there. I've been there several times, but I would love to get more pictures and video to share with y'all. And that place is really neat. There's butterfly gardens and beautiful flowers at Christmas time. They have one of the best light shows in our area, which they're a little dry for us, maybe 60 miles or so, but
still a good.
Yeah, it's
right.
a really nice
Not
place.
bad.
Camping there, and then in Pine Mountain itself, the little town, the little shops, it's just a little street, and the shops will have all the Christmas decor, and it's just so pretty. And then one time,
Quaint little town.
I have this thing about chasing the snow. Okay, we live in South Georgia. Having snow here is very rare, so we get excited about it. All right, so one day I'm watching the weather. It's starting to get cold, so I'm like, oh my gosh, it's supposed to be snowing. I wake him and the kids up at 5 in the morning. It was still dark outside. I said, we're chasing snow.
We got there, it was still dark. So.
But on our way, it started snowing, so I have some pictures of that, and the snow that we encountered, it just tickled us pink, you know.
That was an awesome trip.
Yeah. And also there in that area is Dowdle's Knob, and it overlooks the mountain. And
that's where he would go sit to have a little break. He would, Secret Service would put him in his car, and if you don't know, f.d.r. was handicapped. He was in a wheelchair. He could walk, but most of his moving around, he was in a wheelchair. They would put him in the car, and he had it set up where he could drive with his hands because of his polio.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we saw the car in the little museum, remember? Yeah, but they would put him in the car, and the back seat, they would take out the back seat, and they have a statue of it there.
We got a picture of that here too.
But they would set the back seat down, and he could walk, but he needed walkers on his arms or something. But he would make his way to that bench seat, and they said he would sit there for hours.
Well, from what I remember, he loved to have picnics in that area with his family, and he preferred to sit on the car seat. And yes, they took the car seat out, and he would sit on the back seat of the car in the park. And he had a grill built out of stone there. It's now filled in with concrete, but it's like right on the edge of the mountain, and that's pretty neat. You can see that there too. you're ever down around above Columbus, it's above Columbus, Georgia.
If you go there around, was it December 7th? That's when we went there that week. That's when we were attacked by Pearl Harbor. I can't remember the year, but forgive me for not, but they have a reenactment of his "This Day Will Live in Infamy" speech. They have a guy that comes in, looks just like him, and gives the entire speech word for word. That's fascinating. It's awesome. So check that out if you can too.
Yep. So anyway, that's all we've got, I think. That's all I've got on Franklin D. Roosevelt. The Little White House, the Warm Springs Pool.
Oh, Warm Springs Pool. Remember inside they had like the iron lung and all that.
Yeah, a little museum there
Yeah.
of the things they used for polio patients.
Yeah. And the special beds they had for in the pool that they would get them on and all.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
And beautiful mountain views there. We have stayed at a lodge there also. There is the Pine Mountain Lodge. Oh my goodness, it is so neat. It looks like a giant log cabin, but I don't know, it's like a hotel, but it has jacuzzi tubs in it and all that good stuff, and that overlooks, y'all start on your back porch.
Heart-shaped hot tub.
It was quite fun. But anyway, it was a surprise trip I'd planned one weekend for us, and we thoroughly enjoyed it. And we like to go there on, on a regular basis, maybe once every year or two. It's just a really neat place. It's just one of those places where you kind of getting the feels of what's going on, and just, it's really cool. But anyway, if you have any questions, like I said, I'm going to put the link below on the Roosevelt State Park. Like I said, cabins, camping. I'm also put the link to Callaway Gardens below, so you can check out all the stuff they have if you're ever down around that area. And that is, what part is that, east or west Georgia?
It's going to be north of us, northwest of us. Right?
Northwest.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they also have 40 miles of hiking trails. I know you said something about the hiking trails.
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
That's a lot of miles to walk.
Yeah. So that's all I have for now. And if you have any questions, just leave it in the comments below, and we'll be glad to help you out. And subscribe, follow us,
Hit the like button.
hit the bell,
Click
send
the
us your
bell.
comment.
We love you, and we'll see you next time.
Stay groovy.